finish with creating the uninstall data that's required when you go and tell MySQL to be removed from your system. So no big deal. We'll just tell it OK. There we are. We're back. We can go ahead and come on up, take my temp folder, and I'll simply shift delete yes.
Chances are you probably won't get that error on your machine when you run it.
Yeah,
because you won't have 10 million windows running.
Of course, if you've got everything in the entire world open, maybe so. But all right, so now that we've got all that installed, next thing we want to do is see how we can actually start it up. How do we get it started? So what I'm going to do is let's just go ahead and close this out. I have copied over my command prompt from up underneath my taskbar, start, programs, accessories, etc. Go ahead and open up the command prompt. Let's drag this down over here. Working inside of MySQL is not the most exciting thing in the world. There are Windows interfaces that you can work with, and we'll explore some of that in a later VTM. Right now I'm wanting to keep this very much to a command prompt because of those out there that may be using a Linux system. Okay, so from here, let's just go ahead and jump over into K Drive. And go ahead and do a directory listing, and you'll see MySQL listed in there. So we're going to simply do a change directory to MySQL. Yes, I know I can go ahead and go down the next step. For those of you out there that are going, why doesn't he go to the bin folder also? You know what I'm talking about. I like to go through this slowly for people that are completely new to working inside a command prompt and doing stuff like this. Like you, right, Kristen?
Like me.
So now we're up underneath the folder MySQL. I'm going to change the folder again. I'm going to step down one further and go up underneath the bin folder. Okay, so we're now up underneath the bin folder, and I'll go ahead and get a directory listing. Okay, so you'll see that there's a bunch of files inside here, and what we're interested in doing is running MySQL D. Okay, let's go ahead and just do it. MySQL D space dash dash stand alone. This is what actually fires the server off. Okay, so I'll go ahead and simply hit enter, and
it goes blammo.
Yep, MySQL is now running. It's not that it's locked up. It's now running. In fact, I've got my task manager open right here, and if we take a look inside my task manager, let's see, there she is right there, MySQL D. Okay, so we've now got it running. Even if I come in here, take my command prompt, and close that window down, and it's still running right there. Okay, let's go ahead and move this out of the way, even though I shouldn't have closed the command prompt down because I was going to show a couple more things before we finish.
That command prompt's dedicated to MySQL.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
We would have been able to type anyway.
Absolutely. Good call.
What?
We would have needed a new one anyways. That command prompt became dedicated to MySQL D.
Oh, okay.
So I couldn't have used it anyways. So I'm just going to go ahead and jump back over to K Drive, and we'll cd / to MySQL bin folder. And now what we want to do is just real quickly show you two other things in this section, and that's going to pretty much conclude everything we want to talk about for downloading it and getting it installed on your Windows system. So right here, next thing I want to do is how can we see that it's running? Well, you saw up under the Windows Task Manager, not a problem. We also can use the MySQL admin command. So I'll come in here, or executable file, MySQL admin, okay, space status. Okay, and it tells us uptime 83, threads 1, questions 1, blah, 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 a bunch of information. If you see this right here, it's running. It's just that simple. Now, how can we actually shut the process down? Of course, you could go and forcibly do it through your Windows Task Manager, or we can simply use MySQL admin space shut down. Okay, go ahead, push that in there. If I pull my Windows Task Manager back over here and we look, we no longer see MySQL D running, or MySQL D. Okay, so let me go ahead and move that back out of the way. And again, I'll go ahead and hit the up arrow twice. So there we are looking at MySQL admin status. Remember we used status a minute ago just to find out if it was actually up and running.
Mm-hmm.
If I run it now, what do you think is going to happen?
It's going to go back up. No, it's going to say it's off.
Okay, so we run it. It takes a second, gives us a nice dirty little beep, and it tells us it cannot connect to the server, localhost, failed, and it's not up and running. Okay? So this section right here is just simply about going out on the Internet, where their website's located. There's a bunch of great information over there. Where do you actually find the file to download it? Download it to your computer. Then we saw how we could simply extract it out to a temp folder, run the setup.exe file, walk through the couple little questions it has to ask. Once we're done with that, then we simply saw how we could go in there, actually fire up a command prompt. That would be this guy right here. And then from inside the command prompt, how we could use MySQLD -- standalone to actually start up the MySQL or MySQL engine. And then we closed that window down. Then we saw how we could use MySQL admin to look at status and to shut it down. Okay? So that's pretty much everything we wanted to talk about in this section here.
Yes, it does it. We've got MySQL up and running at this point, and
Okay.
we can get it running.
So with that out of the way, I guess what I can do one last time, just hit up arrow. Actually, no, we'll just go ahead and it's not on this one here. MySQLD -- stand alone. And we'll go ahead and close this window out. What we did is we just made sure we ended this section with it actually up and running. Okay? So that's everything we need to do here. Thanks, everyone.
Bye.